Evening, Leah. How are we doing? Yeah, tired. Same. Probably start putting some bits and pieces into Unreal today. I just need to remember my Unreal library login because you can't make new projects. Not too bad. Thank you very much. Ugh. So is extruding along normals the right way for this? Because if I'm obviously I want to do like the overhang, right? So I do Alt E along normals, but it's kind of like I would expect. Yeah, I expect this to come out like at 45 degree. So I don't know if I need to freeze my transforms or if it's not along normals or if that's a normal behavior. What streaming is silent? Hey, Kitten. Hey, Renzo. See if I can remember my password. Because I haven't been logging in because I've already got a project I've been doing for relighting. But see if I can. I'm really bad with remembering passwords for various things. I got into one of my accounts. Yeah, I have two Epic accounts for some reason. I think you know how sometimes people make two art stations because they thought they had one and they forgot. uh, that sounds crazy, but so yeah, this is extruding the. So let's try normal E. Normal E obviously goes forward. Alt E. What's this? Individual faces. Maybe this is it. No. Or maybe there's some magic where you have to extrude manifold. No. Yeah, that's odd. Well, I guess I'll do it this way for now. do it the potato way, where we literally Oh, so Leah, I was grabbing these two faces, um, and when I'm extruding them, I'm just expecting them to extrude from. Maybe this is just normal behavior for it, but extrude along sort of an equal distance on each face. So I was like, okay, extrude along normals. But I was almost expecting maybe that is how it behaves here, but I was expecting it to kind of go like this way. But there's always a manual way, right? Which isn't an issue as well, to be honest. This way where we just like go out like this, and then we take these two and go along that normal. So it's just something I was curious about, like the extruding behavior on of meshes and stuff. It's all good. We can literally do it like that. It's no problem. This feeling a lot better proportionally. I know we're not model matching it, but yeah, this is feeling a bit better. Hold on, my Unreal window is in the way. Which is it? The third person comes with the grid, doesn't it? Third person, quality presets, maximum, stream, project. Ooh. Yeah, Alt E just behaved a bit differently. I guess you probably have to set the 3D cursor and then Alt E from that, but like I said, it's not the end of the world. These are Blender learning. So we decided that we were going to go for, if I remember correctly, we were going to go for 150 on this. So this will go into Unreal first. And then we're going to do the pillars. I don't think we need the insides. Kind of go a bit simpler with the Unreal Blockout. Realised I'm doing a bit too much construction stuff. Focus is on the snapping, right? So, what we're doing? Okay, yeah. Edit. By loose spots. Don't need those. We got those on the other window. Yeah, okay. How's your guys' Thursdays going? All good? Potato faces going on here. That would explain the shading error we had last week. Cool, cool. It's good to hear us. And welcome, by the way. First things first, you can get out of here, volumetric cloud. Never had a good experience with you. Oh my god, unreal, why? Okay, cool. So to my normals, flip, let's add that to quick favorites. Cool, so that's mesh has been cleaned. So we probably need to unlock the normals. We probably fucked up the normals with those double faces because, oh no, wait, maybe not. Seems to be working. Everything faced the wrong way. That's pretty interesting. Right, so I don't know what this is. Is that? Oh, it's a shadow. Didn't think we had lighting in solid mode. Biggie. Looks a bit. Let's go. Oh, my graphics card is dying. I hope it. Which color? How do you mean? That mode I was just in is just flipped faces. So it just shows you which way the faces are. Just helps you clean the mesh. Have I got a light in my scene? Such a strange. Such a. Oh, I must have turned something on. Let's go for it. All right, we look pretty good mostly. We've got this weird. We've still got this weird thing here. Let's look at the topology. Probably because. Oh, the N-gon. So was it an add-on, by the way? So I was talking about this last week, but there was an add-on where you could work on like anything here. The mesh didn't have to be mirror modified at all. It could be one whole mesh. You do all your detailing here like this. You know, you go like this, and then you could click a button, and it would automatically appear on the other side when it's the same mesh. So is that an add-on or? Yeah, Russ, that's what we're fixing now. Welcome to the stream. Because that'd be cool. Oh, it's all right. We got an N-gon, so that's what it is most likely. Since we cleaned the normals, so we're gonna go and fix that now. Measurement. Oh, we have N-gons and we have Roguebirds. When in doubt, So sometimes, like this used to happen in Maya as well, you wouldn't be able to cut across a mesh like that. So sometimes you can like brute force it, see what you can kind of like. This is a bit scuffed, but you can usually like straighten that out. And once you kind of, we'll see if Blender acts the same, but once you kind of get the loop in, and oh, I wonder if we left that thing on, didn't we? Fucking auto merge. Yeah, that's pretty dangerous sometimes. Maybe, yeah, I got a feeling I might have hit a button wrong and auto merged. So we'll probably turn that off for now because you see now we can knife across. So once we just fix the area where the issue is occurring, we can basically then just go back in and get an edge loop down here. And once you kind of get some of those in, you're good then, right? So now we can just between these. The J? Yeah. And at least we've got the N-gon there sorted. Isn't A to select vertices and Shift N? Yeah, deleting face is also a good one as well. Like, so we've still got some weird shading after we fixed it. So sometimes you can nuke out and guess in this case, re-bridge it. Do I have bridge on shortcut? No, I should probably put that on shortcut. To F. F also does it. So now that face is playing ball, right? So we fix the N-gon, we delete the face out, and now it's behaving. Hey Slay, welcome back, buddy. Can you have loose vertices? How do you mean? So I'm going to leave auto merge off. I suspect that I'm probably not used hitting certain buttons and it's messing me up. So I think instead we can just hit merge by distance, like we used to in Maya. And so yeah, there's like an add-on out there where you can just copy the face topology over. But for now, I suppose it will be the manual method for what we're doing. Need these back, sure. Sometimes I like them on. It's my Maya brain. Like sometimes I need to see them, and sometimes I don't, because I know the pivot's there where the orange dot is, but it's mirror you. Actually, have mirror on. Mr. Brooker in the house. Welcome back, Mr. Brooker. Generally, setting or sitting, if I'm saying that right, you want to merge verts right on top of each other. Unless it's a mesh, two separate loose parts, then it's okay. Like, for example, right? This arch is not, this arch and this frame are not embedded into this wall. And that's fine in this case, because that's how they would have been made in the real world anyway. The stone arch would be separate and then welded together. But in 3D, we don't need to weld it, so we don't need to weld all these points. Likewise, we don't need to weld the glass in because we'll put a separate shader on it. So there's, after a while, you'll get used to kind of what you want to meld in and you know what you don't want to meld in, essentially. Is there any way when you're measuring to take the total edge? So obviously I've got two edges here. I'm terrible at math, so I don't like trying to add this up. I know if you have one edge, it'll do that. So is there any way to like, get these reading as one value, or let me guess, add on? For nanite, yeah, for nanite, sure. We're not going there just yet. What were we doing? Yeah, so I also need to find out how to hotkey the grid. I'm terrible at math, so 1 meter. I need to find a hotkey to take this down. It stops half a meter, which is 50 centimeter, 25 centimeters. I think 25, 50, 100. Yes. So we were saying this was 150 centimeters across. So 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. So yeah, I just need to get the hotkey for the grid. So this is going to be our first piece that makes up a lot of the bottom floor, 150. And then we're going to use this to basically mitigate against this being off the UV grid, because obviously 150 centimeters is 1.5 UDIMs at our textile density. So we'll use the pillars to hide the intersection, is what we decided to do. As I have circular infused. Oh, I see. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, it drives me crazy too, son. Just lose the connective edges. N-gons are fine in Blender. Just add triangle modifier. Yeah, for props, I agree. For environments, you generally well, it depends if you're doing nano, right? There's lots of different workflows where you don't want to have a triangulate modifier on for environments. But alas, it depends where you work. So this is 17, but if I remember correctly, we need to is rotation and scale, and then freeze transforms is this, right? And then if we do that, so that's clean. So that's 17 centimeters across. So this is where, the blockout is obviously not mostly on the grid. It's got the rough forms in. What I'm doing now is I'm just taking some of those pieces and I'm going to put them over into Unreal. And then this is where I start to use the grid. So this is 150, this pillar. Even though this pillar isn't going to snap onto something else, we can just float it in. I still like to have stuff at set values. So this is 17 centimeters. We're going to make it 20. Because you can set the grid in Unreal to basically be, 20, 10 centimeter stops. And then you can just align everything to the grid, which is nice. It just takes a bit more planning though, because you're obviously making everything on the footprint go to the grid. So yeah. So GB. Wait, no. GB. Click Y. No snap. Or so 25. I need a hotkey for this because this is very slow if I don't hotkey it. I need an add-on for the grid. It's pretty long in the concept, to be fair. I'm thinking we just go to 25. It's pretty long in the concept. I think what we'll do is we'll make this we'll GB this and put it on grid. I need to get used to figuring out what these are. Closest, I think. Yeah, okay, cool. So closest is what we want. And let's grab this and make this footprint go to this grid space. Yeah, it looks look too far off actually. Might be a bit chunky. We'll see. We'll see if we want to sacrifice it for being on the grid. This is tapered as well. There we go. Also a bit wonky. Let's get rid of it. I think that's a good habit to pick up. There's different workflows for everything. Why is this screwing up? I got something extra selected. SY. No. Well, random. Do it that way. Just blender things. Yeah, I know hard surface artists do that and it's fine. But for environments, I wouldn't recommend that because there's lots of workflows where you want to have a certain topology strategy before it goes into engine. So anyway, to turn this subdivision grid off as well. The subdivision. No, is it floor grid? No. I want the grid, but I don't want the subdivisions dynamically updating. Gets in the way. Yeah, once I can settle my grid woes, I think we'll be good. Like hotkeying it and getting it cooking. Oh, Renzo, he's on the hunt. He's on the hunt. It would be nice if I could get shift and mouse wheel to be the grid scale. Be pretty sick. Let's check Blender Market. Let's see what's on there. Let's try this again then. So, hey, how's it all going? I found your channel a few weeks back. I have a rookie question. Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, ask away. This is what these streams are for. You watch me struggle to learn Blender and get back into environment art. Then I can answer questions to feel better about myself. So let's see. This should play ball now. So we grab, we press B, we move the vert, then we press Y, and it should. Okay, no, it's working fine. So now that is reading. It says 125 meters, which is weird. It's probably the unit setup, but I'm gonna translate that to centimeters. Probably worth looking into now, actually. Ask away. Feel free to ask whatever you need, my friend. I'm lagging. Slow internet. There we go. How to set in CM. Scene properties. Expand units. Metric. Oh shit, I don't know. What does imperial mean? Never had to set that before. So length centimeters. That says 12.5. Sure, that's not right. No, wait, it is right. I'm being an idiot. 12.5 times 2, 25. Okay, never mind. Math. We're good. We've set it to centimeters. We're good. Oh no, he's come back. He's come back to haunt my stream. The Morrow, the legend. I've been in Blender. Well, I've been in Blender 2 hours a week for the last 7 weeks. So we're slowly getting there. Inches and shit is imperial. So many measurements for stuff. Wow, that was so funny. Did you legit kick out a student? Random. Why did they do that? Just randomly screamed in the microphone. All right, so someone that's a Blender pro, watch what I do. I want to mirror this. And this is what I currently do, which is slow, I guess. I go to edit mode, I select a vert, I shift S, cursor to selected, and then I do origin to 3D cursor, then I mirror. Is there a quicker way to mirror when you haven't set the pivot where you want it? Or is that one of the faster ways? Also, we don't have a straight line there. My X rate. I'm making a landmark but not accessible for interiors. It's an old church, but it ends up needing multiple trims. How should I know to limit one trim sheet or just use a tiling material? Or just like to have many trims? I'd recommend watching the trim sheet video, and if you have watched it, you will just have a mix of trims and tilables. However many you need is honestly however many you need. It depends how many elements are out of the building. If you're using texture density, which means you'd have more trims if you were doing 1024 per meter. Just all that sort of stuff. Really, just plan it out. Do a color overlay. Take your reference, color over it. Draw out a trim sheet plan and color it in. And yeah, it's all in the planning. And take your time. Take your time with what you're doing as well. You can have multiple trim sheets. It's all good. Now, how many trim sheets you need will be dictated by like your text density as well. Gotta remember. Queso? What? Right, so I can't scale this, which means one of these usually. Whatever I can't scale. Can't recall. Transform pivot. Active element. Been watching your content for a while. It's been very helpful. I keep rewatching the Nate Stevens talk on the background while learning. Hope to make environment art a career. Hey, no problem, man. Glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, Nate's great. He's got a lot of good tutorials. He's super experienced as well. So glad you enjoy them. Glad you enjoy them. Well, you can't really fit much on one trim sheet if you're doing 1024 per meter. So you're probably going to need multiple ones. By center? Oh, okay. Let's have that. So what is it? We can't scale all. Let's have a look. What would be on? Maybe this effect? No. Look that up. Yeah, my process to learn Blender is just to do the things I used to do a long time ago in Maya. And then when I run into a weird problem, Google it or ask the chat for help. Blender cannot scale object. Check that your scale does not have a padlock next. Unlocked, I think. It works there, but doesn't work when I'm using the tool. Interesting. Transform effect only. What are all these like random like? Yeah, I find that randomly like things going between meshes, randomly something won't work. Sometimes it's like I've hit something or there's just something weird going on. Now scale all of a sudden does not work, even though it's unlocked. Although we've just been scaling stuff. Work around now until we in this scuffed method. It works on an edge, just doesn't work on object mode. Weird. Oh yeah, Blender doesn't do groups properly, from what I remember. So stuff in empties. I think Machine Tools has proper grouping, but I want to grab that just yet. I want to try and learn the base Blender. See if this plate. We have not ever exported out before into Unreal. Selected objects. Wood pillar. Here's a moment of truth. Will something get imported into Unreal first time without breaking? Doubt it. The important window to get things right. Source name. Wait, what is this? Bake meshes. Capsule add-on comes into place. Interesting. I'll have a look at that. Let's see. Like I say, I've never imported something first time and it works proper. There's also all these trap options that you don't want to have, like skeletal meshes. Yes. Right, I've got a feeling it's going to break or it's going to give me 2 meshes instead of 1. Right. Now, will the pivot, moment of truth, which never happens, will the pivot be in the right place? Will it be in the corner? Probably not, because we're not in 000, so it's probably going to be all the way in America, which it is. Yeah, I know you can get add-ons that can export it from where it is with 000, right? So I'll have to have a look into that. So what's the difference between rotation and scale and all transforms to deltas? They both, I'm not sure. What's the most closest equivalent to Myers-Friese transformations? Hey, John, welcome back. How's your week going? Go. No, that's good to know, John. Yeah, it seems like add-ons is the way. See, I need this in Blender. Maybe it's there or maybe it's an add-on, but in Unreal you have hotkeys and you can set the grid spacing with each hotkey, which is pretty nice, right? So if I hit the brackets, I go up and down in grid size, but also you can set here the jumps. Nate Stevens covers this really well. Unreal's grid is pretty bad out of the gate because you're meant to go down half each time. But in here, you go from 100 to 50 to 10. You don't go from 100 to 50 to 25 to 12.5. So this is, getting this in Blender would be awesome, right? So I highly recommend you check Nate's stuff out on this stuff. Because I didn't know about this before I looked at his stuff. But yeah, you can just go 150, 25, 12.5. We could go one more, but that's quite low. What's half of 12.5? 6.2. I don't know. Well, yeah, we could say maybe like 12.5. So now we kind of go down in twos or whatever it is. I'm terrible at math. So that's a cool tip. I didn't know that. But now when you bracket, you can always be on the grid for whatever you want, right? So it's pretty nice. 6.25. Yeah, I thought so. But there's an argument, right? Like, do you want to go below 10 centimeters? Like in most studios, 10 centimeters is like the lowest value. So you could technically go from 12.5 to 10 if you really wanted, but you know, it's kind of up to you in the grand scheme of things. Right, so got 2 grids because we've got this material. So for now, let's just do this. Let's debug. Cool. So even though this pillar is not gonna snap into one another, it's still on the grid. So it just means that like we don't have to float stuff into other stuff randomly, right? So that's why, like, even if something isn't modular and it can just be floated in, I will still round it up on the grid. So basically, what it's going to mean is for like anything that has a footprint that goes on the ground, I'm going to know like what that footprint takes up. So for this one, it's obviously 25. So and all that chance. Yeah, Unreal Grid, you gotta change it. What is it? Be a bit odd. I do like these grid materials, although obviously without the UVs. I don't know if one of them is world based. Actually, are any of these world based? No, that isn't. They're good on like floors and stuff though. But we've got our colours in anyway, so start getting set up. I've used this inbuilt stuff before, but it's always a bit off for me. I don't know, I find it a bit weird, so I'm still into the old manual method here. So get our mid grey in straight away. It's just going to make life easier, balancing everything. Ah, perfect. There we go. There we go. Cheap viewers on blah 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 blah. Remove space at VX. Blah, blah. Thank you, bot. You want to keep the pivot where you set it in Blender instead of 0. On FBX settings in Unreal, uncheck transform vertex to absolute and it should work. Really? I'll try that on the window piece in a minute. Let's try that now, actually. What I'm not used to is clicking on a mesh and not seeing it appear in the outliner. Because I know F frames the selection, but it's like, is there like a version of that here? I'm definitely synced up. Usually you know where it is. I say it could be a tick box I've not done. I haven't used USD much, unless intentionally. There's got to be a way to go through the outliner without manually looking. Type full stop while hovering over the outliner. Ah, perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. Michael, underscore. Got no choice. I'm not paying 300 quid a year for Maya. It's fine now. I'm getting used to it. It's just the small things, you know, like the grouping, which is there's sometimes scaling not working if you're on the wrong option, and just the usual growth pains of learning something. I want a new collection. I want to call this wall lower A. I press create. Then nothing happens in the outline. That is one thing that is objectively better in Maya, the grouping for sure. Can't beat that. Now it's appeared randomly, and I've got like multiple ones. These instances. Earth. Unlink. What's up, real time, Rick? How are you liking Blender? Yeah, it's been a few weeks. So I use it about, for modeling, I use it like 2 hours a week. So we're about 12 hours in. It's getting used to it. It does some really cool things. It does some really potato things, but that's every 3D program. What have I done here? I've instanced the collection. Unlink? Okay. So that was weird. So we did make a collection, but it didn't show it was in a collection until we started minimizing and maximizing. Take it. It is what it is. Right, so is this the right way to export? So I'm clicking all my collection, and I obviously don't have a pivot because they're all on separate meshes. So if I set my pivot on, if I grab all of them, do I have to grab all of them and then, because in Maya you can set a pivot on the group which is independent of all the meshes underneath it and inherits it. I don't know if you can set a pivot on the collection itself, or if you have to select everything, grab this, and then do the 3D cursor here. You know, that's the one thing that, because like right now I just grab all of these, right? Origin to 3D cursor. Let's do it again. This is what I do currently, which, yeah, so then it puts everything down there. Text tools is good. I have UV Packmaster too. I haven't done any unwrapping yet. I know you can move pivots. I mean, moving pivots independently of the mesh pivot. So in Maya, obviously, this is a center pivot, but when you click on this, you would have a pivot on the group. But I don't think Blender can do that without machine tools, because it was a big thing that Andrew Hodgson was talking about, that the grouping was pretty bad. Yeah, that's probably the play. Renzo, set it on object mode. There's a free pivot that makes pivots work like Maya. Press insert. Might get that because the pivots here are like the GB stuff is good. So GB, but that's only for like when you're on the thing, right? So affect only origins. What does that do? Is that going to help me do what I need to do for this? Transforms object origins while leaving the shape in place. Okay. Oh my god. This reminds me of Maya. What are these? So, object set origin to 3D code. Do I have to do it one by one? Be annoying. Oh, it does work. We're being potatoes. By we, I mean me. It is working. It's just that we didn't apply our mirror modifier. Listen, Maya doesn't have modifiers, right? Don't judge me. So now it should work as intended. So we grab everything and yeah, okay, cool. Now, so it was working. It's just that we mirrored. So what is this setting anyway? What is this origins? It seems to give me like big text, but well, no, that's fine. Makes sense. So somebody said you don't have to put it into 00 because when you export, you can tick an option called. What's that option called? You check the chat. Someone says you don't need an add-on for this because there's an option in the FBX. Transform vertex absolute. Transform vertex absolute. You do everything the same in Blender. Wait, really? Oh, you don't need to mess with the axes here, from what I've seen. So you're telling me I can export this without putting it in 0, without an add-on, and then Unreal will figure it out on the import? Okay, let's try it. That sounds magical to me, so let's try that. Wall lower A. I need to see this. See this glory. What was it called? Absolute. Transform absolute. Untick transform vertex. But transform, it's not getting me anything. Untick transform. Yeah, I don't see it yet. I don't even see it in the search. Yeah, when I type vertex, I don't get anything to do with that. Damn. Got my hopes up just to drop me down, John. It's okay though. It's fine. It's all fine. We can do it the old school way. We'll do it the old school way. Yeah, if you find it, let me know. If not, I'll just get an add-on for it off stream. Although we're not like, importing that much, right? It's only going to be 6-7 kits, so it's all good, man. It's all good. I can already see our normals are messed up. You can find probably blender side. Soon. Normals, export. The only thing is, if when you export something for the first time, I don't think you can get that dialog box back. We had this issue before with somebody. Correct me if I'm wrong. The very first box you get was somewhat. I remember we had this issue on the Discord. Somebody. Let's see. Top of my to go on. Here we go. Yeah, Unreal's very tricky, man. It turns on a lot of stuff that if you don't know where to look. The same with lighting as well. It's not a very intuitive process for stuff. There we go. There's our first two pieces for now. Working on the grid. A grid of 25 centimeters. Although we need to do the same to this mesh because we did not do it to this mesh. Yeah, so that problem, you remember when we had that problem, Leo, on the Discord? It took us ages to try and figure out. I think it was Mark and no, not Mark. No, yeah, it was Mark, but it was also someone else. I think it was it Smoo that had the fridge, and it took ages for us to figure out the normals thing, and it's just like that one tick box that Unreal doesn't. So here's an example, right? I need to fix this pillar because the normals have been broken, but unless you can do it in here, which you might be able to, I'm sure there are certain options that you don't get unless you import something for the very first time. But we will try. We will. I think we're good on that one. Cool. Right. And then we do the classic Control Z back to where it was before. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I think recomputing the normals probably does it, Leah. Because that I remember that menu is so scuffed to go into as well every time you change it. That's weird. I didn't see it on mine. What Unreal version are you on? Oh, it could be that. Yeah. Cheers, John. I'll take a look at that in a bit. That'll be quite. Even though there's not many meshes we're doing, it'll be good to know. Always good to know. Now we'll try it on this piece. This is a new piece. I'll go have a look what you put. This is a new thing. I don't remember this. It detects what's in the folder. Interesting. All right, let's have a look what you put in the Discord. Transform vertex to absolute. Our import windows look very different. What Unreal did you say you were on? We have very different menus. I'm on 5.5. Maybe they uh maybe they're like, no, that option's too good, get out. Or maybe they renamed it. You know what Epic are like? Every new Unreal, they move or change something without telling people. Yeah, I don't have it in 5.5 for some reason. So Marcus, how are you doing? What a noob. Look at this noob. Look at this noob. Unbelievable. Oh, what an amateur. Get this guy out of here. Here's Marcos. A lot of it is we're starting to modularize stuff, um, grid stuff, and get the Unreal side stuff in there, you know. So edit plugin, search for interchange, and disable all but interchange framework assets. This brings back the old import settings. God, Unreal's weird, isn't it? Oh, I'm a hobbit. So this is why it's good to get in Unreal early. So 150. 1.6. We'll need to get the house put together and then we can have a proper look. Feels a bit small. Let's see. Whole house blockout in. What's up on Mac? Not at the moment. Eventually, but start off vanilla and then eventually add stuff. If I select this mesh, it doesn't give me any indication what collection it's in. So is there any way to click this and then have it highlight the thing, or is there another hotkey for that? The outliner doesn't seem to be synced with the viewport without hitting hotkeys, is what I found. I kind of know the name, it's B, right? But it'd be nice to find out which area it's in. Because in another clip. I've got like UV Pack Master, but I'm not going to make any props for now, at least. Anyway. Well, UV Pack Master is quite good. Cleaning up this roof with those measurements we were doing last week. So not hiding these intersections between our roof overlap and be good. Anyone here watch Silo? My barber recommended it, and I ended up binging it over like 2.5 weeks, both seasons. It's pretty good. I think I'm ready to commit this instance. Yeah, I've heard Severance a lot. Is it a comedy? What is it? I've heard it's really good. It's like a mind F sort of. Starting to look like a house. So I want to commit this instance now because we have enough to not need instancing. Oh, sorry. Oh, dear. Yeah, I hear a lot. So this, I'm guessing this isn't actually in the scene. So when the advice last week was you can instance a whole collection. So I'm guessing that this is like an instance preview. So there must be a way for me to commit it. Or maybe I don't want to commit it. Maybe I do want to keep that like that for now. Because then I can actually get the symmetry point correct. That's a pretty cool feature though. Now I can get this right. Am I going to be using light map or lumens? Or what sort of a question is that, Renzo? Am I going to be using light maps? Never, never, never going back to light maps. No one uses that anymore. Someone's going to be like, yeah, they totally do. Yeah, they use it, but no one likes using it. It's a pretty old school workflow at this point. Definitely not going to be baking. What parts of this do you plan adding into trim? Yeah, you pretty much got it spot on, Austin. The roof and the I haven't researched what it is yet, but the stucco or whatever will be tileable, and then everything else will be trim. I don't plan to make a single unique prop in here. So the barrels, the ladders, the wheelbarrow, it'll all use the same trim sheet. Most studios are using Lumen, Renzo. If they're using Unreal. Do you have any tips for light map baking? I noticed certain types of light and color perform better than others. My best advice for light map baking is don't light map bake. I would use GPU light mass if you can. Software light mass is horrible. You also need to put your lights a certain percentage brighter than they would be, because once they bake down, they lose luminance. So I'm not putting this in light maps, Renzo. I will ban you right now. What's the benefit of using a trim versus a hotspot? Not sure. Not familiar with source techniques in detail. And what was I doing for? Renzo trolled me and made me forget. Ah, that's it. Yeah, your fault, Renzo. You baited me with the light map baking comment. Dare you? My studio kicked out Lumen for light map bake because of performance. Yeah, we did some baking on Until Dawn. Yeah, baking is like, if you can't invest the time, tech, or people into Lumen, you're gonna have an uphill struggle. Because Lumen is not fun to work with either, but it's real time, so it's less painful. You probably want to move to the NVIDIA branch of Unreal and use the path tracer. It's probably the best. What do you mean Leah agrees? What sort of authority is Leah on light maps? Leah is the authority on the docks, wood sculpting. That is Leah's realm. Wood sculpting. What's your realm, Renzo? Huh? What's your realm? Good sir. We just want you to suffer. Bro, I suffer enough. No more suffering, please. Learning Blender on stream is suffering enough. Go, baby. I'm the ultimate authority. Yeah, I'll eventually grab the NVIDIA branch of Unreal. That's where all the good stuff is. All the path tracing stuff. Just tried the capsule add-on layer. Yeah, I can't wait to try that. It does look interesting. Quickly open the link. We'll go 10 minutes more on this project because we started late, and then we'll do the Patreon stuff. I'll get this, Leah. This seems like a good idea. So thank you for that. Oh, this is going to be great. If you want baked, if you want to suffer that much, I don't mind baked. I'm just memeing. But if you really want to go into baked, the best resource online for free you can go to is it's a bit older, but baked is old anyway. You want to go to you want to type in lighting Unreal 4 Lighting Academy. So this is like the god of lighting, Tillman. So when the first point light was placed in 3D, it was said that he placed it. So probably the best lighting artist you can learn anything from. So he has all this stuff for free, and it's all still relevant for baking because baking hasn't really changed that at all, really. So yeah, Unreal Lighting 4 Academy. You've got hours of content to go look at. So enjoy. Yeah, right now my focus is on Blockout, doing a good Blockout with a good camera, good lighting. And then from there, we're going to decide, like, do we triplanar? Do we nanite? Do we sculpt? It's going to take a while, right? This is going to be a 2025 project, right? So, because we only work on it 2 hours a week for the most part. So, yeah. Yeah, so I wish I could click this and see where it comes up in here. Obviously, if I click full stop, it takes me to the thing, but I'd like to find it at like this level, right? The collection level. It takes some getting used to, really. Anyway, let's carry on with this. So beam 1, beam 2, beam 3. We're missing a beam? One. started watching Prison Break. No idea why. I'm on season 2. But damn, I forgot that back in the day they used to have like 24 episodes a season on shows. Nowadays you get like 7 episodes a season. So it's good, man. Up, arch, up, window, frame 1. Get this in quickly. Frame 2, block it in. Oh. Now, do I remember how to do that instance trick? So I think you go to the selection, right click it. Duplicate linked? No, it was an instance. So it didn't have all the submeshes. Can't remember. No, it's not. It's not that. It was an instance. We'll have a look at that as well. Privacy, so wait to text more time. Sec. Hey Mika, how you doing? Just want to find this out quickly. Google how to instance. Shift A. Oh no, it is in here. Collection instance. Middle roof A. Oh. We'll fix the pivot. It's not going to spend time. Right, so we need to get the big roof in, a sidewall. And then the other sidewall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably about 9 pieces, I think, to get this cooking. To get it cooking. See, we're lining up even when we're not snapping stuff. So that's going to be the goal. And we'll keep going from there. Yeah. Lower day today, just integration stuff really, and some more on the roof. Which is now cleaned up most of it. Good. Obviously, it looks like a shambles here because we're kind of deconstructing it as we go. But it will be redressed in Unreal. And then we'll set up a camera, set up some lighting with the HDRI, and get everything on the grid. How do you have to be? How far? Wait, how far do you have to be to get hired as a? How do you mean, Craney? Also, hello, welcome. Cool trick, somebody. Roof normal. Grab. Selection. Use the roof normal. G. No. Using the roof normal. Oh, I'm being stupid. Yeah, okay. It's been a long day. Sorry, let me just do this thickness on here. And then Patreon. Right. Let's look at the Patreon. If you're on the Discord, Patreon, use the new project threads. I'll have a look there from now on. Oh, got another video from Leah. So Leah has been spending. Leah has been spending a lot of time resculpting wood over and over to like try different art styles and approaches and workflows. And this dock is, you know, if you remember what it was looking like last week, this is, you know, a next level improvement, which is what we said, right? You know, you're going to need to remake a lot of the same elements multiple times. So I know eventually this is going to have a moss blend and everything, but you know, there was a really good we'll look at the mirror board. Really good wood sculpt as well that was going on this stuff. And then this is the vertical slice. The one zone. I have the big sort of harbour town that Leah's working on. So yeah, just keep going with the stuff, right? All the things you're going to learn from the wood planks, you're going to be able to apply to the tiles and the other pieces of wood and all that sort of stuff. It'll take a while, but it will be worth it. Let's have a look. See. Where were... Oh, you got another visitor on your board. Who is this? So yeah, just trying out different workflows with the wood planks. Adapt on, adapt off, sculpting techniques. One of the feedback was, the wood was too blobby. It needs sort of more medium detail in and, stronger detail. And that's where these planks started to come from. So these were a big improvement on the sculpting process as well. Like I say, it's reading a lot better in game now. Still needs a few sort of things, like these highlights are they read a bit like weirdly because they're so thin from a distance. So we need to find out if we can soften those or fade them out a bit more. I think the bolts might be a bit too reflective. They're a bit distracting. I'm imagining like iron bolts, right? And then the rest is going to be shader work that you do. And then doing slight variation. So some planks being like 10% darker, 10% lighter. Not as intense as you had last week, but, slightly more. Where's that image of the sculpt you did? You sculpted that one plank and that was like a big improvement on your sculpting ability. But yeah, great difference here. Like in the space of like what, 1 week from this, which we're starting to explore a bit more, but it was a bit too blobby, to this. So you're not too many iterations off this kind of being what you're going to be doing for the rest of the environment. Just the highlights get a bit really thin. Your bolts as well. If what I'd recommend doing on your next sculpt pass, sculpt around the bolts a bit more to make it obvious. They kind of, I know that these follow the cracks, but try and sculpt some of that wood damage around where the bolt's gone in. That'll be really nice. Avowed, that's a new game, right? Yeah, like these are just tiling textures and a bit of a blend on. So these are fine. Good to have your quality bar there for it. I know you had that one sculpt. Let me find it. Oh, so tired. Oh, forgive me. So tired. Yeah, this was looking sick. So this was one of your latest sculpts, right? So all you need to do now is put the bolts into the sculpt and model the damage around them. Even if you don't bring the bolts out as one mesh, you can just put them in the same place in Unreal, and that'll be pretty cool. And then you just need to translate getting more of this into here, because these are reading better, but they still don't have that sort of, even though you're going to be resculpting and lowering some of the surface damage on this, that still doesn't have the read here, of this. So just more pushing on it, really. But it's a big improvement. If you find yourself getting like bored of like sculpting wood over and over, you can move on to another area and come back to this, and it can help coming back with fresh eyes. But don't just think you have to stay on the wood planks for weeks on end, right? You can try a different area with what you've learned so far from the planks, and then go back to the planks once you've learned more from doing the roof or this. Or you can model a prop. So there's lots of ways you can spice it up if you get super bored doing the same asset over and over. But no, big improvement. It's good stuff. Yeah, I think you need to set Substance Painter to be aces and the color grading. Yeah, you're not far off. Very good. Keep going. Feel free to work on a different area if you get a bit. Also, what's cool is you see how you've got these supports coming through the planks. You can make like when you start to make your kit variation, you can have a kit that is like here, and that kit takes into consideration these round bits. You can actually sculpt around the planks of how it's kind of being constructed into it instead of just crashing into it. So it's like a specifically built piece that factors in those round areas. So I'd recommend you do that as well. And that'll look really cool. Get some good reference for it as well. And you'll be good. Cool. Very cool there. Very cool. I'll say you got your project read now, so it's easier to see your progress and stuff as well. Matt's been doing some cool stuff. I don't think he. Not sure. We've been getting a lot of feedback on the Discord, so I don't think it'll be put on the stream unless he wants it. But I'll ask him for next week. He's been doing some really good stuff with his Victorian interior, learning a lot as well. So Matt, if you're in the stream, let me know. We can cover it on stream. If not, it's all good. Same with you, Goose, if you're here. Return of Giga. Giga, are you here as well? Can I have a look at your stuff? So Giga's working on that big sort of level project with the level design in. So have a look at the week 3 video. Giga, so I don't know if you're here last week, but when we do these, any screenshots, do ABs. That'll be really good. ABs are basically before and afters side by side, just so that we can see how far you've come from the same camera angles each week. I really need to do that with, once I get my stuff into Unreal, I'll be able to do ABs properly, but yeah. Because I forget where this was 2 weeks ago, I remember certain bits of it. But it'd be cool to do an AB. Or even if you take the same video, you're running through the same path, putting it side by side. Also, I like the general feel of this. It's got a very chunky look to it, so if that's part of your art style, that's fine. There he is. Oi, oi. Yeah, before and afters, ABs for your screenshots as well. That'd be good. Let's have a look at your Miro. Yeah. CABs is good. Although, I have to question your use of a dark background and then the super bright white frames. Wasn't there something like this 2 weeks ago? Didn't you laid something out in a crazy style? My eyes, a flashbang. Look how bright I am. Look, if I go to the background, boom, and flashbang. Giga exists to troll me each week when I open his work. Where am I looking, Giga? It's not. Is it here? I'm going to assume it's here. It says current week. Cool. Yeah, just make your oh, I can't. I don't know about it. Access. Make them the same. Same. Are these the same camera angle? Make sure the camera angles are like locked in. Because I know you probably changed some stuff here as well, but make sure the framing is the same size. Just make it really easy to see the before and after. But yeah, big improvement here on the lighting and the general feel. I wouldn't add any more multi-floors. I think your project is big enough for now, so we can add that later. Oh yeah, you did your own concept for this stuff. Yeah, that's one thing I've seen you doing 2D. You're a really good 2D artist. I can't do any 2D to save my life, so your stuff's really good. He had bright neon yellow before. Absolute troll. Move door down. Visual. Visual see better place. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we wouldn't have a big step like that in a game. In a collision, you'll just ramp right across that. That's good. Nice. Cool. Measurements. Good, good. 3x3. Okay. Yeah, I mean, your thought process for this is awesome. Like, you're breaking it down into chunks. You're thinking about where the topology is going to go. You can do your own concept art. You've got pretty good rendering skills. So, yeah, it's really good. I think, like I say, focus on this area for now. I think you want to, hi, Rollybug. How are you, buddy? You want to do what Leah's doing, like, which I think you're already doing anyway. Just lock in on one area and, keep working on that because your environment's huge, right? So keep doing that and you'll be good. But dear, oh God, your Miro is experience. What's in the map space? Well, that said source. I don't know why. I mean, it's already a big improvement. Like every week, you're improving it dramatically. Like you need the before and before, right? So you almost need like a row where you're showing your previous shots from the same camera to see where you were 2 weeks ago, and then 3 weeks ago, and where you are now. And you'll that will help you motivate yourself with how much you're doing. But it's a big environment, man. It's gonna take you ages, right? It's gonna take you a considerable amount of time. So just keep learning from it as you go along is the best thing. What's the plan next for it? What are you going to be doing next? Because you're doing more level design stuff at the moment, from what I can see. Yeah, this does feel. Wait, hold on. So you see that little bump when you go over the step? All right, ready? Bump. Smooth out that collision. Just do a tiny ramp so you kind of glide through it. I feel the bump is a bit off, but see if other games do it to justify your decision. Yeah, you kind of feel like you'd want to not bump. You're running through there and shooting. Yeah, is there any sort of looks like you could fall between the train and the station. So maybe some sort of closing the gap or something in between. I'd probably close the gap a bit because you don't want to be walking through there and you fall down and you get stuck by accident. Because not everyone will know to jump, right? Might be worth giving this level to some of your friends and just seeing how they play, and don't tell them anything. See if they know where to go, if they fall into things, because you're going to be biased towards it because it's your project. So getting player testing for it will really reveal a lot of things as well. Well, cool, man. It's good stuff. Keep going. I say nice, steady progress. Good to see you're updating it. And interested to see where it goes. Yeah, your Miro, man. It's like, hold on, where is it? So it's like you got this one font over here, right? This Times New Roman, and then you get this like sort of like Comic Sans. Then it goes back to Arial. Then it goes back to like graffiti. Then it goes back to sans serif. What's going on with this Miro? Like every week is a different art style. Oh, your Miro cracks me up, man. It's just absolute chaos. It's organized, but it's also chaotic. I love it. Well, yeah, cool, man. Good progress. You're doing everything correctly in the grand scheme of things. So it's just time modifier. Keep going. Especially. Is there anyone else on the Discord that wants me to go over their stuff? What has been blasted out? I won't give feedback to this, but what has been blasted out recently is hold on. Is one of my more active mentees took a mentorship, 1 hour mentorship. Well, they always last like 1 hour 20. I showed him a few. He's really good, but showed him a few things about optimization and this and that, and he's killing it at the moment with some of the stuff he's doing for CGMA. So I think he's one of the first lighting artists on the Discord, which is funny. The rest are all environment artists or level designers, considering I'm a lighting artist. Some really good stuff in here, and cat memes. Leah just derailing everyone's focus as usual. But yeah, like Matt's doing some procedural stuff. So we've got a good balance. We've got lighters, environment artists, procedural environment artists, all kind of doing their stuff. And yeah. Rightio. So what did we do? We didn't do too much there. We got stuff. We fixed our grid stuff. We finished up the main blocking of the roof. We started putting our kit into Unreal. Next week we'll put the rest of the kit. The roofs are going to be 3 big meshes, I think. So we'll put the roofs in, and we will. Yeah, see you in a bit, John. Thanks again, man. Some of the OGs on the Discord. True. We'll get the house fully set in Unreal, and we'll look at it. We'll set up a camera, and then we'll get some feedback on it. We'll say we haven't camera matched it, so it's never going to be 100%. But we'll try and get close. I think if we do another project on stream, we'll definitely camera match. Seems to solve a lot of issues. But yeah, I think as long as we're within 80% of the proportions overall, we'll be good. Then we'll light it and do any feedback changes on it, and then yeah, and then is interesting, right? Because that probably means in February, March. It's almost March. I think towards the end of March, early April, we can actually, the streams will probably be based around Substance Designer, which I don't even have an inkling of. I've baked in it a long time ago, but I don't have an inkling of how to use Designer. So that will be the next step. Maybe Blender sculpting for some things. I don't know yet. I still don't know if it's going to be nanite or trim. Because Kingdom Come Deliverance is amazing, looks amazing, and it doesn't use that workflow. So I don't know if I'll do nanite. I might just do it the way Kingdom Come Deliverance does it. And then we'll compare our blockouts to those blockouts we looked at on ArtStation as well. So yeah, I think probably April time will be mostly Designer and unwrapping and texel density. And we'll probably be in Designer for a while because I don't know to use it. So yeah. But cool. Thanks again for stopping by, folks. Who is this on your board, Leah? Who is this intruder? We must confront them. Don't bring your popcorn for the Designer stream. It's going to be really bad. Yeah, I think that's what this is. This stream is not to see me at my comfort level in lighting. I do that every day for 8 hours, right? It's to see me tackle things I haven't done in a while or have never done. So that's going to be the upskill year. We will eventually do a bit of lighting for the scene, but it won't take long. Oh, it's Giga. Okay. Giovanni. Leah's gonna have her own cat board as well. Wait, Giga, have I given you a cat? Hold on, before I end the stream, we need to check the Patreon lighting. Well, I said the Patreon board, but the lighting for Games Hub. Geo. Where are you, Giga, on here? You're on here for sure. This is copying. This is exported from Patreon. Giga. Is this you? Because I've already given you one. If so. Is this you? Bro, even your names are chaotic. Like, you're called Giovanni on here, you're called Giganto Mecha on here, and then you're called Geocampus on the Patreon. Dude, I need to give you a chaotic cat. You I love it, man. You're so chaotic. John, send me a cat. And if you're still in the stream, send me your cat or a cat you want, and I will put it on here. Anyone else that is on the Patreon, I'm slowly adding cats. Matty gets a cat because he's a Patreon and a mentorship. But if you just do mentorship, you just get purple. But yeah. Yeah, cool. Right here. Yeah, good stream. Went by fast. We're slowly getting there now. A few more streams on modeling, and then we'll do some Designer for a few months. But other than that, have a good night, folks. Have a good weekend. See you on the Discord. Pick all 4, John. You'll be good. See all you guys on the Discord, as you're always typing on there. And for